That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renins and Danins.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The one separating the Renins from the Danins, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place, it reminds me more of being back inside the Wedge.
Except the Danan astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago, or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Renna, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in the machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation,
And the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alvin, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible? What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Elfin. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand. Raining slap!
Prepare, Violet starting wind. Moving here.
Sonic thrust! Pierce through!
Ready and raring!
Get out! Try harder! Pierce!
Healing cascade.
Thanks!
Sorry.
Sonic thrust! No escape!
I'm out of arrows. I'm ready. Oh, Violet
Raining
starting
slap!
wind.
You're
All
moving!
the power and healing arts to accomplish this.
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Pierce through!
Bring you back.
Ignite!
Where are you going?
Another incantation ruined.
All mine! You're mine!
I'll bring you back from
Now you
depths
see what I can do!
Elusive deity!
Resuscitation! I'm all wrapped up!
Sonic thrust!
Annihilation!
Pierce through! Megasonic thrust!
Lunar corruption! Magic fire! More precision! Reload!
Raining slap! Megasonic thrust!
More where that came from! Here
You'll pay for that!
Glacial speed!
Here I come!
Here's the evil!
Pierce through! You're finished! Pierce through!
I'll bring you back
Raining
from
slap!
depths abyss! Lightning condemned! I'll bring you back from depths abyss!
Take this! Take
Resuscitation!
this!
Anything in armor is all!
You're mine!
Flame of
I owe you one!
Radiant! Damn it! Out of
Raining
ammo!
slap!
Here's a healing outline!
Time to let it rip!
First aid! In the wind! I'll be
Pierce
saving
through!
this lightning!
Demon rock!
Lightning orb!
Soaring
Here's a
cloud!
healing arc!
Ignore tornado drive!
Take it! That'll heal you all!
You're finished!
Where are you going?
Benediction right.
Heal! Mega ray!
Pierce through!
Annihilation!
Take this!
Hear me! Burning!
Megasonic thrust! Raining slap! Stay away from my friend!
Freeze laser!
You're mine! Blow away!
Radiant pierce! Still got some
Sonic
fight
thrust!
left in me.
I'm not done!
Here's the healing arc!
Does it hurt?
First aid! My natural defenses are fading. I'm a sitting duck.
Retreat from the sun.
Retreat? I will never shield. Sleep now. I'm all stocked up. Taking this one. Spirit
This one's all mine!
Arts are being interrupted.
Here's a healing arc.
Raining arc! Pierce through! Sonic thrust! Pierce through! Raining slap! Here I come! It's over!
Raging
Sonic thrust!
In here. I'll be saving this one. It's over.
Eagle ray! Pierce through! It's over!
Feel shield! Radiant
No
hit!
dawn
I'll
shall
be
break
free.
this night.
Take this! Catapult! I'm not done! It's over!
I don't even know the word defeat.
No
This
dawn
should do it.
shall break this night.
Sonic thrust! Blow away!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
My art can do.
You're mine! Strike!
Dance in the wind!
Try harder!
Sleep now.
Here I come!
There we go! I'll fix you up.
Catapult!
Recover! By the
Here I come!
Everlasting
Try harder!
You're mine.
Now! Take it!
It's over.
Blow away!
Take that!
Radiant
You my
slash!
art can do.
Pierce through!
Rise and shine!
Everlasting dark. Negative gate.
I'm going to need to
Take
use
this!
all the power of my healing art to
Megasonic
bloody
thrust! You're finished! Here I come! It's over! Pierce through! Sonic thrust!
Supernova!
It's over! Megasonic thrust!
No dawn shall break this night.
Take this! Ignite!
Annihilation!
You're mine!
More
Sonic thrust!
stockpile! Over. Magic
Blow away!
Sleep now.
You're finished!
Begin.
It's over!
Bring you down. Lightning condensed!
Resonance you won't save you.
You're mine!
I'll face you.
Denied!
You're mine.
It's on!
Lightning orb! Think again!
Everlasting dark. Negative gate.
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Dance in the wind! Sleep now.
No further.
Lightning condensed!
Strike!
Now for the
Pierce
healing
through!
circle!
Sonic
Bring you
thrust!
just what I needed!
Pierce through!
Transformation!
Here I come! I owe you one! It's over!
Dance in the wind!
Catapult!
I can handle it!
You're mine! Megasonic thrust!
Dance in the wind!
Pierce through! It's over! Take it!
Rupture. Crescent thrust.
Sonic thrust!
Here, let me
Blow
help.
away! Eat dirt!
Feel. First aid!
In a bind.
I'll be saving this one.
I never miss!
Sword Rain Alpha! Lewis
Here,
Kick!
let me help.
Sonic thrust!
First aid! The stockpile.
I'll blind you with
You're mine!
Where I come
Blow away! I'm not done!
I'll be
Pierce
saving
through!
this one.
Sonic thrust!
Annihilation! This world is more with that
on your knees. Air pressure. A scream bathed in blood, rending you a bloody howling.
Lightning dance in the wind! Sleep now. Healing circle!
Pierce through! Lewis Kick!
Pull myself
Sonic
together.
thrust! Pierce through! Radiant slash!
First aid!
I'll face you.
Sonic thrust! The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Benediction light.
Take this! It's
Boom
over!
corruption! Gemini Alpha!
Take this! You're
No
finished!
dawn shall break this night.
I'm ready!
Radiant slash!
The tempest engulfs you.
Megasonic! Sonic thrust!
Gemini Alpha!
Here!
Mega Ray!
Here I come!
Catapult.
Radiant
Radiant
Storm!
slash!
Blow!
Blow away!
Hit! Lightning condensed! Thunder!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Lightning! Downfall! Hit!
Pierce
Here's
through!
the healing art!
Sonic
In the wind!
thrust!
First aid!
Seismic rupture.
Glacial spear!
Pierce
Pierce
through!
evil!
Strike!
War with that breeze blend!
Try harder!
Lightning condensed! I owe you. Thunderblade!
Try harder!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Glacial spear! Pierce
Here I come!
Raging
Sonic
cascade!
thrust!
Blazer!
Burn in hell!
Where are you going?
You're mine! It's over!
Can't get out of this.
Hit! Lightning condensed! Now! Pierce evil!
Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Heal.
Thanks! Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Ancestral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place?
Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf? Who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a...
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renin and Danan are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Renna this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alva!
It's too late! We can't stay here!
We need to go. Alphen!
I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law! I am...
Are you two okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Is Volron... have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers and Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissance. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renaissance in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah. And not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danan. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day?
How about you, Shion? Doily? You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never. However, if they're the same as the Red Woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena, and Shion's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Both sound plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renaissance too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
at that shining foe over there.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Photon blast! Dance in the wind!
That makes you the former attack.
I see one, eh?
Glacial spear! Where's the evil?
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up. It's too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest! Hold nothing back!
They
Sonic thrust! Sword reaction! Sonic thrust!
An astro dance?
That's my cue!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here,
Now! Here I come! Sonic thrust! Pierce through! Sonic thrust! Get out! Waiting for your support!
Another incantation ruined.
Pierce through! I'm not done!
Can't get out of this!
Pierce through! Sonic thrust! Burn!
I never miss! Ready to go!
Pierce through! Sonic thrust!
Lightning orb! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Hear me! Flame of
Not a
fury!
chance!
Burning! Glacial
It's
spear!
over!
Negative gate! Sleep now! I'll be saving this one! Now!
Sonic thrust!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
I'll heal you all!
No! Take it! Pierce through! This one's all mine!
Healing circle! Armor won't save you!
Sorry,
Sonic thrust!
Law, get toasty!
Burn strike!
With this, I can become even stronger.
Don't get careless.
You're mine!
Don't tell me!
Sonic thrust!
You won't bow out nice. Then you leave me no choice.
I'm not done! Try harder!
Mow him down! More where that came from!
Leave the ensnaring to me. No one shall break
Sonic thrust! Thrust!
Raging
Pierce
cascade!
through! Sonic thrust!
I'm ready!
Leave the charges to me.
Where are you going?
Can you take it? Take this!
Pierce through! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Fall back! Pierce through!
The enemy feels odds too.
We'll soon see about that!
Pierce through! Sonic thrust!
Can't get out of this!
Swallow blade!
Elusive! I'm ready!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Take it!
Now!
Can you take it?
Take
Dance
it!
on the wind!
Pierce through!
On your knees!
Sonic the
Let's
flame
have your
inside
energy!
you!
Be
Let free! You're mine! Here!
Radius
Here! Take it!
No one shall break
Lightning won't do it!
Sonic down!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Don't get complacent.
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Lightning!
Sonic thrust!
Flame of steel! Glacial spear! Heal evil!
Take it! Time to cross blade!
Arch shield!
Sonic thrust! Try harder! Now!
Elusive
Here
deal!
I come! Sonic thrust!
On your knees!
Shield!
Sonic!
Dance in the wind!
Elusive deal!
Lightning
Escape! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Go! I'll leave it to you! Sonic
I'll
thrust!
face you!
Here comes
No further!
I'm out of ammo! Lightning condensed!
Sonic thrust!
I'm grateful.
I'm not done! Pierce through! Sonic thrust!
Reload! Raging storm! This one's mine!
Stop! Sonic thrust! Mega sonic thrust! Soaring blast! Blow away! Raining slash! Blow away! Raining fist!
Raging storm!
Blow away!
Lightning condensed!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Demon Fang! Here I come!
Benediction light.
Heal!
Another incantation ruin.
Heal over! Blow away! Pierce through! You're mine! Sonic thrust! Pierce through! Sonic Ka! Try harder! Not a chance! Blow away! Soaring thrust! You're mine! You're mine! Sonic thrust! Raining slash! Mega sonic thrust! Burn it hell! Sonic thrust! Blow away!
Starting wind. Cars now through all.
Get out!
Here, let me help.
I'm not done! Mega sonic thrust! Pierce through! Sonic thrust!
Seal.
Pierce through!
More for the top pile. All disasters made.
Time to let it rip!
Healing circle. Lightning
Pierce
condensed.
through!
Thunderblade.
Blow
Now
away!
we're getting out.
Raining slash! Blow away!
Dance in the wind.
Mega sonic
Air
thrust!
thrust. Lightning dance in the wind.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Dance in the wind. Get toasty.
Burn strike!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Now you'll
One more. Raging storm. More where that came from.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
How long are we gonna keep this up for exactly?
Seal. I never miss.
Sonic thrust!
No further!
Now you see what I can do!
Demon!
Far enough.
Sonic
Do it.
flame inside me!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Here I go.
Now!
Elusive deity! Soaring blast! I'm ready!
Jolene, this one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes! Resonate with the earth!
Photon blast.
No escape!
Mega ray.
Pierce through! Sonic thrust!
Gale force. Dance in the
Raining
wind.
slash!
Air thrust.
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
This won't be easy.
Take this!
Don't be such a pessimist.
It's over! Sonic thrust! Raining slash!
Here's evil.
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Pierce through! Sonic thrust!
Can't get out of this!
Take
this! Sonic thrust! Raining slash! Ignite! Sonic thrust! It's over!
I'm ready.
Pierce through!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Raging cascade.
Now! Take this! Pierce through! Rain away! Pierce through! It's over!
Seal corruption. I'll be safe.
Here I come! It's over! Sonic thrust! My turn!
Soaring blast.
I'm ready!
Lost. Get toasty.
Burn strike! Slash! My turn!
Dance on the wind!
You require a hand.
Watch him weep.
You're finished!
Raging storm.
Air pressure!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegus right now?
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow remnants of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid. As people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
You're Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnigan's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits. Looks like the people of Lenegis can... Rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissance. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What? Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us. Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise. Boo!
Ah, what the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.